Like this video and subscribe right now, or you will have a bad day tomorrow.
Sound like a bitch. Shut the fuck up.
I've always looked at battle rap as competition, war. And the main objective is to destroy, completely fucking obliterate your opponent by saying anything and everything, whatever the fuck you can, to get a reaction from the crowd. So, nothing's off limits.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Innuendo. If you don't get it, we innuendo. But if you with it, when it's finished, in the end, you win. Dough, man. Let's go. Look, back at it like a bad habit. Another video for you guys. It's Monday, Marshall Monday. Happy Monday. And we're actually going to be checking out the BET Cypher he did. A different perspective on it, because I know when it first came out, everybody, a bunch of people was hyped. Then eventually people started hating on it. You got people parodying it, memes, so on and so forth. So I decided that I wanted to just kind of check it out again, seeing if it's still is fire, if it still is up, how I'm gonna rate it. I may rate it out of 10 out of 5. I don't know, but let's just get it in, see how it goes, and yeah, let's just, because I know a lot of people was talking mad crap about it, and Eminem even felt like people were just too worried about the bars and not the message. So let's see what's more important, and let's see how it holds up. Let's get it in. Wasn't trying to press play.
It's the calm before the storm right here. Wait, how was I gonna start this off? I forgot. Oh yeah. That's an awfully hot coffee pot. Should I drop it on Donald Trump? Probably not, but that's all I got till I come up with a solid...
No, I mean, is it because it's on BT that they mute some of the words? Because I know they muted, I think, Ivana or Ivanka. I forgot the girl name, but I think they muted her name. Ivana Trump or Ilana Trump, whatever her name is. They muted her name later on, but why would they mute the word plot? Like, because you're plotting against the president at the time? Is that why they didn't want to use that word? It's like, I guess, but he literally just said a threat before that, so I guess the word plot is too much of a liability, and it's on BET, so they're trying to be careful. But that was just kind of interesting. But let's go.
Yeah. That's an awfully hot coffee pot.
And I know the awfully hot coffee pot line gets was mean to the death, but that's just because people will mean and like talk about anything. I feel like this in particular is one of the times Eminem was trying to like focus more on the message than rhyming and rapping, and I think people mislooked at that and was like, oh, he's trash because this doesn't really sound as cool or clever compared to his other stuff. And it's like he's trying to actually tell a message. I think that's the reason why it was more like chill and not as lyrically all over the place, because I feel like he does a lot of other like freestyle stuff where it's more like rhyming like 8 different syllable words and stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I feel like this is more grounded, I should say.
Should I drop it on Donald Trump? Probably not, but that's all I got till I come up with a solid...
But they're also basically saying like he should hit Donald Trump with a hot coffee pot until he come up with like something better to do to him, but right now that's just how he feels, is to throw a hot coffee pot at him for the time being until he can think of something else.
Got a plan and now I gotta hatch it like a damn Apache with a tomahawk. I'ma walk inside a mosque on Ramadan and say a prayer that every time talks, she gets a mouth. I'ma stop.
I know they was quiet and just kind of listening, but I wonder what was their true reactions. Were they just like, what is he talking about? Or were they just like, he's killing it? Or they just was there to just receive the message? Because sometimes you just kind of just observe and listen, and that's listening is the greatest thing, because you're thinking, and thinking is our greatest weapon. And what people need to understand is that a lot of times we do a lot of talking, but try to be like quiet and just listen. It's your greatest weapon. That's why I think a lot of people, especially were reacting to this, they were listening. They were just more so ready to have a reaction and say something, especially because they was like, oh, he's talking about Donald Trump, not my president. And they kind of just went off, and people have their own opinions and stuff. That's the same reason why when they seen his track list for Revival, they didn't even give him a chance to hear what was needed to be said first. They just attacked him. So when they already had their minds made up and you heard the album, it's like, oh no, this is trash. And that's how I feel whenever I watch a movie and I already have in my mind this movie or this show is not good. You're not going in there with a blind eye, so you're kind of like already had your mind made up that this is going to be trash. Or if you heard other people's opinions about it, you'd be like, oh, this is, form your opinion around other people's opinions and thinking this is what you believe, when it's like you're kind of just following the herd. You just listen.
But we better give Obama props, cause what we got in office now's a kamikaze that'll probably cause a nuclear holocaust. And while the drama pops and he waits for shit to quiet down, he'll just gas his plane up and fly around till the bombing stops.
Funny how he mentions the kamikaze right before he dropped his kamikaze album. Also too, I know a lot of people were shitting on Obama and how he ran office, and then Donald Trump got in office, and it's like these presidents, no one understands that it's not just the president, it's Congress too. And the presidents, they do the best that they can, but I feel like a lot of black people was thinking Obama was going to change the world and look out for black people, like everything like that and stuff. And it's like they didn't want that man in office, so they was rooting for his downfall from the beginning. Donald Trump, however, it's like I think people don't like him because although he says a lot of what's on his mind and don't really care what people think, some stuff is just, you're representing the whole country. It's like when you represent a company or whatever. You can't just go around and just say, well, F you, you're cool, but F you. Like you can't just say whatever you want and be like, that's just how I am. You're representing everybody. That's how you cause a lot of conflict, when you just do and say whatever you want to say. Eminem does a lot of the same stuff, but him being an artist, he has more of a kind of space to just be free versus the presidency. You can't really just come up and just like, I do what I want. It's like you really can't. So
intensity's heightened, tensions are rising. Trump, when it comes to giving a shit, you're stingy as I am. Except when it comes to having the balls to go against me, you hide them. Cause you don't got the nuts like an empty asylum. As I
and that still was one of the toughest ones.
am. Trump, when it comes to giving a shit, you're stingy as I am. Except when it comes to having the balls to go against me, you hide them.
Yeah, which is true. And he also compared himself to him because people always know that Eminem really doesn't care. He's as stingy as it gets. So but it's like, you're the president. That's why I say, like, people gotta understand, like, some stuff, like, that's just not okay to do. I'm not like hating on anybody, like who people vote on, because sometimes you have your reasons for voting, you have your reasons for religion, all that other stuff. You believe what you believe, but it's like some stuff is like you can't just go around saying and doing whatever you want, and it's no consequence.
Cause you don't got the nuts like an empty asylum. Racism's the only thing he's fantastic for. Cause that's how he gets his rocks off and he's orange.
Racism's the only thing he's fantastic for, because that's how he gets his fucking rocks off and he's orange. Which I heard people say that the thing isn't actually orange, but it's like, what depiction are you looking at? When you look at a comic book, or you look at kind of like the thing in the cinematic universe and created in these cartoons and stuff, that color is pretty much as orange as it's gonna be. Like, what other color are you looking at? And he's doing a compare and contrast to like he said the Fantastic Four thing and all that other stuff, and how he gets his rocks off, which was clever wordplay. But I think people was more distracted of like him saying, and he's orange, and they just like, what are you talking about? But then he's talking about like his like skin complexion and hair and all that. Like he's going on his actual appearance and stuff. So I feel like it was a great way to pull it all around. I just think people just was nitpicking at that point. because it was okay. Like I get like the level of like how like what Eminem says, if it's like really nice and really clever versus if it's super low on the spectrum, but that was actually not as bad as people kept like making it out to be.
Gets his rocks off and he's orange. Yeah, sick tan. That's why he wants us to disband, because he cannot withstand the fact we're not afraid of Trump. Walking on eggshells, I came to stomp. That's why he keeps screaming, drain the swamp, because he's in quicksand.
I also think his BT thing would have been a lot more impactful and crazier if he was kind of like, he kept going a little bit longer. But I feel like he was more so like, he stopped to think of like a rhyme real quick, and then he just started spitting until he just like, okay, let me think of something else. But I think it would have been a lot better if it was pre-written and still came with the somewhat similar punches, but he kept going a little bit more. He's in quicksand and disband and quicksand, and when shit fans and like kickstands, like just thinking of, I get like at the moment like trying to think of words and stuff, but the more he would have kept it going, people would have been more hyper, like okay, like he like at least a couple more of those would have been like okay. So
It's like we take a step forwards then backwards, but this is his form of distraction. Plus he gets an enormous reaction when he attacks the NFL, so we focus on that, and instead of talking Puerto Rico with gun reform for Nevada, all these horrible tragedies, and he's bored and would rather cause a Twitter storm with the Packers.
Which is also a good point too, because like we get so distracted easily, and when it's the moment to focus on something important, we get distracted of just something random coming up and like, oh, what is that about? And then Donald Trump talks about something great, everybody gets distracted, or they want to focus on something that's not as important. As America, a lot of times we don't focus on the stuff that's important. We're focused on a tragedy happening in Nevada or a shooting in a college or church or whatever. We'll take that same thing, that a level of that importance, and compare it to something like super small that Donald Trump said. He's the F the Jews or something, like he said something like that on Twitter or whatever the case is, and people are like, oh my gosh, like I get it. It's like he can't say that, but Donald Trump says outlandish stuff all the time. So the fact that people are just like trying to like make that the same level as something else we need to be focused on is crazy. But people they don't know like how to balance stuff out, so everybody's just getting frustrated. For what reason?
Then says he wants to lower our taxes. Then who's gonna pay for his extravagant trips back and forth with his fam to his golf resorts and his mansions? Same shit that he tormented Hillary for and he slandered, then does it more.
That's facts. See? When people do stuff, try to say, hey, this person does this, and then people kind of focus on what another person does, not realizing that somebody could be doing the same thing. That's like someone saying, it's like someone at my job like complaining if I don't do something right, or they complain about all the stuff I don't do right, and then you like, but no one looks at all the stuff they don't do right. They don't even look at anything that they do right. They're like, oh, yeah, Eli, he's just not moving as fast as he can and doing this and that and the third, like all this stuff, like pointing the finger at somebody else just to kind of draw the attention away from them, because they also doing some crazy stuff too. But it's like, anybody paying attention to them? No, like it's crazy.
From his endorsement of banning support for the Klansmen, tiki torches in hand for the soldier that's blacking, comes home from Iraq and is still told to go back to Africa, fork and a dagger in this racist 94-year-old grandpa who keeps ignoring our past historical deplorable factors. Now if you're a black athlete, you're a spoiled little brat for trying to use your platform or your stature to try to give those a voice who don't have one. He says you're spitting in the face of vets who fought for us, you bastards. Unless you're a POW who's tortured and battered, because to him you're zeros because he don't like his war heroes captured. That's not disrespecting the military. This is for Colin. Ball up a fist. And keep that shit balled, like Donald the bitch. He's gonna get rid of all immigrants. He's gonna build that thing up taller than this. Well, if he does build it, I hope it's rock solid with bricks. Cause like him in politics, I'm using all of his tricks. Cause I'm throwing that piece of shit against the wall till it sticks. And any fan of mine who's a supporter of his, I'm drawing in the sand a line. You're either for or against.
Which I know a lot of people had a controversy about when he said any fan of mine was also a supporter of his. It was like, why would he separate like the people or whatever? And it's like, it's a slippery slope, but it's like you kind of don't want people to support him if you don't support him and then also support you, because it's like you two stand for two different things. That's like people who, and I get like there's plenty of people I could be cool with who could be atheists, whatever the case, like they got different like views, opinions, whatever the case is, but it's like it's a slippery slope, because you're like, I don't support that and I don't want that kind of like following along with me if that's not who I am. So I get that aspect, but a lot of people was kind of like, oh, he drew a line in the sand, he's not messing with us no more. It's like, yeah, he's not. He doesn't want that a part of who he is, with his brand. He has his own image to uphold, and it's like associating yourself with people who associate themselves with something that he doesn't associate with. It's, yeah.
And if you can't decide who you like more and you're split on who you should stand beside, I'll do it for you with this. The rest of America, stand up. We love our military and we love our country, but
I remember when he first did the fist, and I think me, my mom, my little brother were watching it, and I swear I put my fist up. I can't remember, and I think my mom put her fist up. It was kind of like interesting. It's very interesting, but it's the same thing when he took the knee for the like people doing the Pledge of Allegiance and stuff. Like people don't understand the history behind America and all that other stuff. I get we love America more because of how communist other countries can be and all the other crazy stuff going on in other areas and stuff. But I need us to stop pretending like America is the best place in the world. It's only great compared to other places in the world. But because people know, because America knows that, they can kind of dictate things a certain way where it's like it could be better, but they're like, nah, they know it's better here, so we'll kind of keep it as it is. That's like freaking jobs that mistreat you, but no, you won't go nowhere else because they might mistreat you more, or they pay you more, so you can kind of tolerate it a little bit more. Or the prices at a store, like the quality may not be good, but they know people might go there because the quality, because you can get more for your money. But it's like it's like a either or option. And I know like going somewhere else, they got stuff is like way crazier in other places. Don't get me wrong, like I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. Like I get that, but I think people tend to not stand up for what makes sense and what they believe in. We kind of just follow along the crowd. Like a lot of us don't have to do the Pledge of Allegiance if we don't believe in what America stands for. What is we over here, the land of the free and the home of the brave, and I pledge allegiance to the flag, and we're just excited to be here. You're fine to be free as you please. I just feel like we're too like captivated over a country that doesn't love us as much as we act like we love it. So it's just interesting.
Military, and we love our country, but we hate Trump.
And not liking Trump is a crazy thing, because I know people kind of iffy one way or the other. But nevertheless, listen, as far as that, I still feel like if he would have kind of kept it going a little bit more with the Ryan scheme and stuff, people would kind of rock with it a little bit more. As far as the message, I don't think the message was bad at all. I think the message stands on its own. I think people are just more worried about the rhymes and how much, like, if he, because they used to Eminem rhyming like 8 different syllables or stuff. They always complain about how much he rhymes, but then when he focused more on the message and less of the rhyming portion of dun 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 dun, dun, like rhyming and putting words together, like he doesn't do that. He didn't do that in this one. He kind of more focused on the message. People looking like, I don't like this. It's not what I'm used to hearing. But then if he was to rhyme like 8 different words together and try to like squeeze it all in, people are like, oh, he's doing too much now. So it's like he can't really win for losing. So he tries different approaches whenever he puts anything out, music, BT Cypher stuff. Like he just wants to try a different approach. I think Eminem just needs to just do for himself. He's more focused on what other people have to say, which causes him to keep conflicting with his last project, his last album, his last song. It got to sound different than the last one because he's trying to please everybody on each side of the fence. And people on one side of the fence, people on the other side of the fence, and people ain't even nowhere near the fence. So that says it all. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, baby. Share with your friends. I'm putting videos out every single week, pretty much every single day. Roll to 1,000. Let's get it in. Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me. And we're going to, probably next Monday, we're going to continue and listen to the last 2 songs on that EP I was checking out. And then we're going to go from there and listen to more stuff. But I'm going to try to mix it up here and there and everything like that. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys, and I gotta go, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. You already know, it's in your window. Peace out, love you, bye.
There's a constant tug of war with me inside my head that how am I supposed to be? When I hear people say they miss the old Eminem, and then I do the old Eminem, people go, oh man, he's too old to do that. He needs to mature his content. He's growing up as a man. He's in his 40s and he's supposed to be this way or that way, and he needs to mature. And then when I do that, then people go back to, I miss old Eminem.
If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. It is appreciated. Subscribe if you're new and turn post notifications on all so you can be notified when I put new videos out. As always, drop a comment which you like or didn't like about the video. It doesn't matter to me. I respond to every single comment. I am dropping new videos every single week. So let's go, team innuendo. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.